Hello, fellow hams. Well, we've got a new bench job here today. This is an Alinco DX 70? Yep, DX 70. And the complaint is this multi-function encoder wheel here is intermittent. And you can see as I click that, one click at a time, it's occasionally reading and moving, and sometimes it's bouncing, and it's not working reliably at all. See that? It's not even there. There it advanced. So I have my suspicions. I wiggle it around and it pops around on frequency too. So we're gonna pop this front panel off. This is a removable head, and take that apart and take a look at that encoder. I have an idea there. We've got the front panel apart on the Alinco, and there's a sub chassis, metal sub chassis. Here's the encoder here, and it is held together by 4 little metal fingers that come out like that. They go through a slot and spread out to hold it in place, and they have weakened and loosened as this thing's been moved around over time. Solder connections on the back are good. So to get this panel apart, to get this metal chassis off, I've got to remove these nuts, this screw and this nut under here. Then once I get the panel off and I can see the encoder better, I'm going to look at possibly desoldering it. Looks like it's solder connections are good. There's 3 connections there and there's 2 ground connections, and they're all good, so it's not a bad solder connection. This is wiggling around loose on its chassis, so I think I'm going to get it off of the board. Well, got the encoder out, and it is a discontinued part. Even from the manufacturer, the original manufacturer, it's discontinued. And it's not repairable. It's actually an electrical, it's not optical. It's got a little wheel in there, I've had the part already, with carbon contacts that as you turn it, they alternate making contact with these outer pins from the center. The way this is put together, it's really chintzy, and I cleaned the contacts, got it back together, but it wasn't any better. Problem is that it's just crimped in. It's not really held in firmly. It's just crimped in, so it moves around and eventually gives up. And it's discontinued. I couldn't find them anywhere. Not even, there was one place in Italy that had them listed, but they were out of stock. Everybody's out of stock. So I have a front panel from a TYT 220, and look what it's got. It's got an encoder. Slightly fewer steps, but still works the same way. Put together better, it's held together with screws instead of just little pressure contacts. Okay. I'm going to try to hold this so you can see it. I got the other encoder in there, and works a lot better. Okay, we're all back together. Everything's fitting just fine. Didn't have to do any modifications, and every now and then it skips a step. But overall, it's pretty good. Certainly better than the other controller was. I think the owner will be okay with this. Yeah. That's not bad at all. That's usable. Alrighty. I'm going to call it done. We'll post this video. I'll refer it to the owner, and we'll see what he thinks. But I think we're probably in good shape. So, there you go. Replace the encoder on the DX70. And actually this one is probably going to last longer than the original one did anyway, just because of the way it's built. It's held together with screws, where the original one was just crimped together. And as you moved this and wiggled it over time, those crimps got looser and looser until the contacts just went bad inside. So, thanks for watching.